everybody, and welcome back to the dumbest sub base on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. We're back on the awesome Hachette Collections U96 U-Boat from World War II. Really an awesome model. Very intricate, very fun, lots of options for you to like touch up paint and add little details inside of it. Really cool. So I'm back on it. I'm on pack 12, so kits 45 through 48. And looks like we're going to be working on some of the periscope area that we've previously assembled, the whole track and the gear thing. And yeah, so it's cool. So click the links below if you want to get yourself a U96, and I highly recommend it. I really had no idea what I was getting into when I started building this, and the more I built, the more I was like, this is an awesome model. Plus, I saw a captured U-boat in Chicago at the Museum of Science and Industry, which was one of my favorite things I've ever seen in a museum. Like, it was so cool. Just a whole entire U-boat, just they dropped it through the parking lot and just paved over the top of it. And they're like, here's a U-boat. And I was like, this is so cool. So yeah, so you could make your own little U-boat display. If you got some space, maybe a mantle, there you go. Either way, also I'll get my Amazon links down below to the tools and stuff I use, and the Buy Me a Coffee link if you'd like to donate to help support the channel. But on to pack 45. Enough of the self-fellatiating promotion. Let's get that stuff out of here. Okay, so kit 45 is not a big pack of parts, but it's a very important one because you've got a motor in here and a gear and some wires. So what we're going to do first is undo our wires. Come on, here we go. There we go. Oh, stupid. You know me and unwrapping. Oh, I got to unfold the wire now. Oh, God. This is clearly a mental issue with me. I've tried to straighten these wires out as much as I can. It's just me. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, that's what she said. We're going to pre-attach the cable to the motor just so there's no question of which end the next thing goes on, which is this little M4 label that we're going to put on the end of the cable with a larger sized plug. And we're just going to stick that on there. And yes, I'm wearing my magnifiers already. Man, I'm turning into such an old man. You know, my wife, she's turning into a little bit of an old lady. She's like, I really like that new Lexus. Like, when I was young, I would be like, Toyota, Lexus. Oh, God, those are for, like, old, boring people. Now, I have a Toyota, she has a Lexus. You know, yeah. The normal progression of things. You get to the point where you're like, I want the really cool car, the really fast car, or I want the one where it just won't break. And it's the most economically viable. Yeah, that's when you end up where we're at. Okay, so we've got the little plug in there. Now we've got to smush the gear on here. So there is a cross-shaped hole on one side of the motor, gear, and it matches up with the motor. And wow, it doesn't really snap in at all. So we're gonna have to kind of hold it in place, it seems. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna drop that gear right into this opening, and it fits in there. And then you want the cross-sided piece out there. And looks like we need to get it kind of a little bit of an angle. And then we're gonna bolt the motor in with the circuit board plug facing the top onto these two studs here. And we're gonna attach that with two of these BP screws here. So give me a sec and I will be back momentarily. Alrighty, kit 45 done and dusted. A couple of those BP screws in there. I did not add shmoo to this gear, which you might find odd. But I shmooed up the entire internal assembly previously, so it's very well shmooed. I also shmooed right there a little bit because this periscope has to rotate, and I want it to be extra smooth and shmooey. We're going to go open up kit 46 here, and we've got more periscope stuff going on now. So that's cool. Let me put that little plastic package aside. We've got some limit switches, periscope tubes, some clamps, and a gear. So let me scroll into these instructions. We have some long BP and short AP screws. So the long skinny ones are the BPs and the stubbier ones are the APs. Easy enough. We got our tube halves and another little warning card. Ugh, so many warning cards. It's a waste of paper. Let's throw this out. Okay. What are we doing here? Do I have to... Okay, I do. I have to bolt limit switches. Glasses back on, Ian. We have to get some limit switches bolted in to this assembly here and here. And I don't know about the numbers that are printed on them, because it seems like it's sort of random, but let's figure this out. Okay. So, okay, there's one that has only black wires and one that has only red wires. So we want the limit switch with the black cover, okay? And we want it facing that way. I'm going to put that down into the slot. Make sure the switch goes into that groove. Switch is in the groove. Sounds like a dance song from the 90s. And then the other switch, let's see here, that's a BP screw. And then the other switch is going to be this way. So the pin goes there. We're going to get that limit switch in there. And that will tell the circuit board when the periscope is fully extended or retracted to prevent over exertion. And we're going to get a BP screw into each of these two holes here. So just give me a sec and I'll be right back. Alrighty, those are both bolted in. I'm just having all the wires go that way for now. It might be completely wrong. We'll see. We've got to attach the two halves of the periscope tube together. There's a couple pins and a couple holes, and we're supposed to snap these together with a little bit of glue. So I'm going to get a little bit of glue. Oh dear. Here's where Ian glues his fingers together. Let's get a little bit of glue on the pins, and then just a wee bit down the length of the mating surfaces. And I got a little inside the tube. That's bad. Let me wipe that out. And okay, I'm already glued to the tube, I can tell. I am absolutely... Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, there's more skin. Oh, my God. Oh, what an app. Oh, no. Ah! Okay. Ah! Oh, my God. Where's my acetone? Damn it, the wife stole my acetone to remove her nail polish the other day. Ah. No! Ah! Just, okay. All right. No clamps required here. Ah! Son of a... Okay. Make sure it stays centered. Okay. And together. And I'm going to... I guess, yeah, this 3M spray gun cleaner with all sorts of danger warnings on it. There we go. That should get the crazy glue. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it actually works pretty well for removing crazy glue from your skin. It probably also removes the skin from your skin. But, you know, hell. I've done worse. I think to clean that up, you know what I use to disinfect toxic things like that is, oh my God, I got this spray on my workbench. This airbrush spray gun cleaner removes pretty much anything from anything, including life from your body if you breathe it all in. I'm just going to use some IPA, 70%, meant for dermal use on human beings. Wipe that off of me. Oh, ew, good thing I already ate lunch. I'd be poisoning myself. All right. So we got our little Tubey McTube face here. And that's fairly well connected. Good. Oh, Ian. All right. Now we've got to get a gear. We got to get this gear on here. Let's see here. There's a square here. Okay, so there's a little square indentation on each side. And we want to push this gear up the shaft. And it's a tight fit. Tight. And we're going to just shove her down. Make sure those little tabs click in. Let me grab one of my flathead Vettas from the great Mike Lane. You guys want to wear screwdrivers? Vetta? And you're ordering mods from Mike Lane? Well, you can get the Vetta screwdrivers from him as well. And now that's snapped into place nicely. So that's got a good, firm, positive connection. And now I have to retrieve one of my inner hull sections, one of my compartments, and we got to start feeding this bad boy up through and the inside of the thing. That should be fun. I was like, oh, this will be a nice, easy pack of parts. Spoke too soon. It shouldn't be too hard, but let's just get to it. I'll be right back. Let me go grab that. Okay, so we've got our command compartment again back, and we're going to flip it over and get all these frickin' wires kind of out of the way for now. We're going to take our periscope mechanical assembly and get it in here. And if you can see, there's some little screw bosses on here. And we're going to get this thing in here. It goes in really easy, which is nice. And we're going to get 1, 2, 3 AP screws in there. 1 AP screw. Ha, ha, ha. 2 AP screws. Ha. Okay, enough of that. Goodbye, count. I'll be right back after 3 AP screws. Ha, ha, ha. Okie dokie. So, we've got that bolted down. And now what we got to do is take this shaft assembly. Now what you want is the longer end going down into the compartment. And you want these 2 tabs facing basically from front to back on the section, because they will kind of lock in with the bottom of the periscope so that it'll rotate. And then I'm just going to, me personally, I'm just going to keep my periscope kind of facing forward if I can. Kind of put a little wedge there. There we go. That's good. And now what we've got to do is get these 2 sleeves on here. So we've got this sleeve with a little nub. That's going to go in the front. Now, oh, here, important, time for shmoo. We're going to shmoo up this gear a little. Let me zoom in a bit. There we go. Nope, I've ruined my equilibrium. I am going to put some shmoo on this gear just around the edges into the teeth. I want everything to be nice and smooth. I don't want it. Basically, the thing will work without shmoo. I'm pretty positive it will. However, I want it to be quieter if possible. I don't know how noisy it will be without shmoo, but I'm just covering my bases there, and I'm gonna just shmoo up that whole gear. Okay, and then we've got that little, see that little black spot? That's the little nub that this thing goes into. This little nub here, and we're gonna lock that in there. Okay, and we've got this other sleeve here, and that as well has a little nub, and that's gonna lock in right there. Let me make sure I don't have these backwards. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Rear locate. Oh, okay. I do have them backwards apparently. Let's see. Do I? No, that looks Oh, that is the rear. That's why. I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay, so they're correct. So just make sure that, you know, the one with this thing is back this way. Okay, because that's more towards the rear of the ship. And now we've got to probably get 2 more AP screws. Yes. We're going to put 2 more AP screws in these 2 wings from this side. And I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty. Well, that's screwed together. And I've gone ahead and pointed the periscope forward. And even with the shmoo, makes a little bit of a crunchy noise. But that'll be quieted down when it's bolted all together with all the die-cast hull panels. So we've got Kit 47 out here now. There we go. And we've got another motor, wire, label, and gear. So very similar to the periscope lifting mechanism. So we got one of these. We got the same exact gear. We got the same exact screws. We got the same exact type of wire. And we have a label that says M5. So we're going to do the same thing. Small end of the wire goes to the motor, big end of the wire gets the label. Very simple, and I'm going to show you how it bolts in just a sec. BRB. Alrighty, well, as you can see, we've got our test board out here. We're not using the Mike Lane Test Circuit Pro because this has a very special forward and reverse test circuit, speed control, basically, for the motors. So just for funsies, let's... not this one, M4. So what we're going to do here is connect this to the test board, and then look at that. Okay, we don't have the limit switches plugged in, so I'm just going to do that a bit just to make sure the motor works and the gear train is moving smoothly. Now we have another motor here and some more screws and a gear. And basically, these are going to go in the same as the lift mechanism. Is you have the cross-shaped input shaft area and then the little round area there. So that's just going to go, for fudge's sake, Ian, I'm not going to shmoo it because I already shmooed the main gear. And then we're going to face this outwards and put it down on there and get 2 BP screws in those little holes there. So let me get that done real quick, and then we'll test the rotation of said periscope. 1 second, please. Okay, well, that's bolted in now, and we've got it plugged into our test board. So let's watch it rotate. Nice. Perfect. Great. Okay, so that works. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, again, the Mike Lane Test Circuit Pro will work for 99%. Again, just go to MikeLaneMods.com. This is a very specific test board. The Zero Fighter had some similar to that. So sometimes you have to use, but if you're just testing like LEDs and general spinning motors, or if you just wanted to test this motor outside of the model, Mike Lane Test Board would do that. But if you want to test it in the model and make sure the parts are moving properly, you got to use this thing. And that's it on 47. So let's go over to 48. We got a lower hull section. And let's see what we're doing here. Okay. And then make some space. Look at that big mamma jamma. Let's get zoomed out a bit. Here we go. Ah, very nice. Okay. And we've got this plastic, you know, like hull connector piece. I mean, who knows where it goes? Here? Nope. There, maybe. Here. Oh, yeah, probably right. Probably something right about there. We shall see. And we've got some AM screws and AP screws. I'm still, oh god, I'm burping up a short rib sandwich on ciabatta bread. It was pretty good. I gotta say that short rib sandwich was on point. But goodbye, plastic. Oh yeah, we went to a fancy place today for brunch. It's fancy. I didn't really love it. I'm not a fancy guy. Let's see here. Retrieve your hull assembly. Oh, good God. It's so long right now. Okay, let me get this out of the way because this is delicate. I'm gonna make a little space and get the main hull out. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So we're going to place this here with the kind of V-shaped bit facing aft, and it's going to go onto these 4 posts here, and we're going to put the screws into 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, and those are going to be the AM silver screws. Let me get those in, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so our 4 AM screws are in there, and now what we're going to do is take this hull plate, this lower hull panel, and this slot is going to go at the back. It's going to go right into the bottom of here, so these 4 posts have to go under these 4 holes, and same exact procedure, 4 AM screws to get those in, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so that's screwed down, and we've got this part back. Now what we're going to do is get this thing into the ship. Now it tells you to pop this in, but I've already had this popped in. So we're going to get this periscope gear rail slid through the middle here. And what we've got to do is get them into there's grooves. Let me better show this. There's a groove right there. So this one is sitting down in it, and I think this may take just a wee bit of brute force. Well, make sure none of your wires are pinched, and kind of this is in, and this needs, I think we're in. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a DP screw from just our spares here. It's all PH0 screwdriver for this model so far. There is, we're going to put one right, oh God. There's a tab right back here, Jesus. Here, let me, right there, get one in there. And you want to, once we get this thing into that groove right behind this forward compartment, come on, it's very tight, okay? It'll fit. I test fit it before. It was easier without the periscope tube to get this thing fully seated. And it is. You know what I'm going to do is, you can't really fully seat this without lifting this one up a little bit. So it's like, get that in and push this back down. And forward, in, forward, down, in, forward, down. There's going to be some, I'm starting to hear some positive clicking noises, but this still has to go forward a little further. Let me, come on. This is the hardest part of the build. Let's see here. Where's the holdup there, bub? Okay, so this fits fine. This thing has got to go in the groove right behind this white panel here. Okay. Did I manage to get those in? Nope. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to get that. Oh! It's Yeah, it's ever so slightly fiddly. This should, I think this should be further forward, personally. I'm feeling like slightly frustrated. I need a flashlight. Nope. She ain't in the groove. I'm looking down here. She is not in the groove. I mean, she's mostly. Oh, there we go. Oh, got it. Like I said, it's a bit fiddly. We're gonna get this thing, and we're gonna push forward on this while we tighten her down with the DP screw. And then we got to get an AP screw right here, and on the other side there's the same tab. We got to get a couple AP screws. These don't actually fasten together, but you know, the rest of the assembly and hull and other stuff will certainly fasten to them and hold them down. So that was a little tricky. I'll tell you, this build has not been extremely difficult so far, for really at all. It's been, you know, detail oriented and a bit on the fiddly side, but not at all like really tricky. Sorry to see the back of my giant head. And there we go. Holy mother of Bisquick. There we go. There we are. Okay. Oh boy. She's quite the ship. Oh man. Yeah, that thing's very, very, very cool. These cardboard stands, if someone has some STL files to 3D print stands before we get the final stands, which I may even have back there because I have like parts up to part 100 and something already. I have most of the parts for this kit. There we are, stage 48, and I'm physically exhausted right now. Whew! Okay, that was fun. Man. This thing is going to be, let's see how long it is at the end of stage 48. Let's break out a tape measure. Let's break out our capitalist pig tape measure. That's just about 3 feet long right there. Then we'll break out our beans and toast tape measure. And that's about 93 centimeters so far. And there we are. Woo, baby. Very fun. All right, well, I will get this thing put away, and I will see you next time on Pit Stain Hobbies. Thanks for coming, everyone. Like, subscribe, comment. Please comment, comment, comment. Click the links below. Free stickers if you want them. Just email me your address. Adios, everybody.